I do apologize for being late. I brought snacks. Am I in the wrong room? Oh Lord, I do apologize. I'm in the wrong room. Oh, oh my goodness. I'm discombobulated. Hello. How are you doing? I do apologize for my tardiness. I've been out running errands with my neighbor Sandy, and oh, it looks a little dirty in here. I apologize for that. Would you please give me one moment? I must speak to my son. He's probably worried about me. He worries a lot about his mama. If you want to, you could just take your shoes off. I don't mind. You look uncomfortable. What's his number? 8675309. Carl, it's Mother. I made it home. No thanks to you. I had the neighbor take me to the store. They were doing after Christmas specials, and you told me that you told me that you would take me, and then you said you had a job interview. Well, I heard from Cindy that her cousin saw you in line buying lottery tickets, and you were not at a job interview. Now, what do you have to say about that? And I have witnesses here who might be able to hear you. How do you explain that? Did you use my social security number to buy devil tickets? I certainly hope not. Well, I got some light bulbs and rubber bands. They were not on special, no, but they had them, and I needed them, and I got some. And I also got wrapping paper for presents that you never buy me, and bows for presents that you never think to purchase, and cards that you never send me. I do not need a monologue, Carl. So I'm going to be here all evening. Now, what time do you plan to be home? Carl, I'm going to tell you this because you need to hear it. The lady at the Pumpkin Munch is not interested in you. Now, she told me to tell you that. Yes, the pretty one. Not the one with, not that one. The one with the smaller mole. She said that she is not interested. Just because they're single does not mean that they're interested. The sooner you figure that out, the happier you'll be. Now I'm going to go because I have company. I do have company. And I'm going to be here all night. All right. Well, when are you coming home? Okay. Well, I'll be in my room, but don't disturb me because I'm going to be watching my Family Feud marathon. And I don't need any disturbances, so don't come in my room. It's my special time. Okay. It'll be in the oven. I'll put it on low. Okay. Bye. I do apologize. I have to talk to that boy so much, and I worry about him at times. Would you like some spearmint gum? I have a dry throat, and I like to keep my gum handy. I have, let me see. I have Wrigley's spearmint in here, and I have a torn half piece of double mint, if you're interested. But it might have a little bit of purse dust on it. Does that bother you? and it may smell like Avon perfume. Oh, well, if you change your mind, let me know, because I got my pocketbook. So I would like to introduce myself. My name is Carlene, and I am Carl's mother. Are you familiar with Carl? Carl, in case you did not know, Carl is a local celebrity, possibly even further out. It might go as far as Nathanville or Mount Trace. He's very famous here, and I am his mother. And I have a lot of interests. I don't know if he has told you about my interests, but as you can see, I do like to keep my home decorated, and I have a turtle motif at this time. I love my turtles. Look at my little turtles. I keep them on the coffee table, and I dust them every day. And look, this one here, I call that one Thomas. I don't know what kind it is. I found it at a flea market, but look, you turn him upside down. He's got a hole in the bottom because he's hollow. I like him. He's made out of porcelain, and it says on there he was hand painted. I'm pretty sure it was by a 9-year-old in Bangladesh, but it's hand painted and it's very cute. I paid $1 for it. I do love my bargains. Now, I look for bargains all the time, and I don't drive, so I am sort of at the mercy of my neighbors Cindy and Carl. And sometimes I have to call an Uber. I call Mr. Uber, and he comes and gets me. And sometimes it's this man named Kenny, and I like to make cupcakes for him because he's very sweet. He said that his wife does not want him eating sweets so much, so I give him a cupcake or two. And he eats them when he's taking me to the food line and we go get groceries, and he waits for me and doesn't even charge me extra. He's very nice. I try to find joy in the little things in life, and I wanted to tell you that is important here at the end of this year. Can you believe it's already New Year's Eve? I can't believe it myself, and I wanted to meet with you before all the shooting starts. Well, it's not the normal shooting, it's the end of the year shooting, and unfortunately, people in the neighborhood, they imbibe, that means they drink alcohol. And then they drink so much they forget how to tell time, and they go out and start shooting at about 9 o'clock in the evening. And it disturbs me. And then I just take my hearing aid out, and then I don't hear it so much. But then Carl comes in and he startles me because it's almost like he just appears in front of me like a ghost, and it makes me jump. Every time I said, Carl, use your flasher. I got him this little portable flashlight at Cookie's Flea Market, and it has a strobe light. And I said, if you don't know if I have my hearing aid in, I want you to do the flasher. You flash me and you won't scare me. And because I can't hear you come in. If I don't have my hearing aid in, I can't hear the door or the footsteps. And he doesn't flash me, and then I turn around and he's just standing there, and I receive a fright, and I'm starting to think he's doing it on purpose. Maybe not. But it's been a good year for me. I know it has not been a good year for everyone. I achieved a new status in the square dancing group this year. I'm most proud of that. I am the top caller, but I have to have, don't tell Carl, but I have to have a few Red Bulls to get the energy to do it. And sometimes it makes my legs go numb, but it was worth getting the trophy for being the best caller for the square dancers. And that was a real achievement for me. And Carl is not going to be back for a little bit, which is good, because tonight I'm going to the senior center. Now, don't tell him that. Now, I do have to keep my secrets from him because he does not approve of my gallivanting. I do love to go out and have a good time. And he doesn't know this. I honestly was afraid he would invite himself, and I don't want him there. No offense to my only child, but he would ruin the evening. He'd be hitting on the wait staff or some of my friends. It wouldn't be the first time that they're having a New Year's Eve extravaganza at the senior center. Did you see the flyers for it? I saw it in the post office, and I'm gonna go, and my friend is coming to pick me up. He's my new friend, and Carl does not know my friend. I've made lots of friends, and his name is Benjamin, and we're going to the senior center for the New Year's Eve extravaganza. I have put on my best top, and if I do say so myself, I am a very good dancer. I'm light on my feet in my sensible shoes. I do have my Dr. Scholl's insoles, which allows me to move more freely with less pain. You know, because I have the hammer toes, and if you've ever dealt with that, it can be painful in a bunion. Every now and then I have trouble with bunions, foot pain in the bunions, and I get a Charlie horse, but with enough Advil, I feel that you can become invincible. And as you get older, see, you're not old enough to understand this yet, but darling, as you get older, things hurt more, and Advil will be your friend. Advil and some Bengay to rub into your joints, and some Asper cream. They will become your new best friends. I'm sure right now you think it's something like Zima and maybe a Bartles and James wine cooler. That's your friend now, but you whippersnappers are going to learn soon enough that, yes, any kind of liniment, anything that you can rub into a joint, heating pads become very vital. They become an essential accessory for your outfit. A heating pad, and those pads that you get that stick on your back and they cool it, and they heat and cool. Best thing ever invented by humans, and it gets me through the day. And I'm going to the extravaganza. I've got my outfit on. It sparkles. Did you notice about my shirt that it sparkles? It has glitter on it, and when the light hits it just right, it sparkles. I thought that would be good for a New Year's Eve party, and we're going to be very sparkly. I hope Benjamin likes it. His wife passed away about a year ago, and he works down at the Hallmark store, and I was in there one day reading cards to Carl and giving him guilt. I do feel that guilt is a powerful tool with your children, and I read him these cards and scolding him for not getting me a Thanksgiving card. They have them available at Hallmark, and he didn't get me one, and Benjamin was up front. He was organizing some teddy bears for Christmas. They have these little bears, very cute. And I struck up a conversation with him. Carl ran into the restroom, and I think it was some sort of emergency. Either that or he saw a pretty woman, and sometimes when he sees a pretty woman, he gets an attack of the gastric, and he has to go stay in the bathroom. And please don't tell him I told you that. He would be very embarrassed, and I would hate that. And we had a nice conversation, and he told me that he goes to the senior center. Well, I had quit going to the senior center for a while because I had a little scuffle with a fellow lady there, and it was not my fault. She said that I took her cane, and I said I did not. I only ever used this cane It's authentic metal wood, and I would never take your cane. And she called me an old hussy. And I may or may not have swept her feet out from under her with my metal cane that looks like wood. That's not real gold. And I got thrown out. Well, fortunately, the administration people that were in charge at that time have all died. And so it's an older staff. And they had not passed on to the new people that I was not allowed there. That you keep Carlene out. They didn't tell them that. So I was able to return to the senior center. And Benjamin and I have been going there a good bit. And I'm looking forward to doing the extravaganza tonight. We might even do the jitterbug. And that's not a euphemism for something else. We literally might dance the jitterbug and stay up till midnight. And then we have our Metamucil smoothies as a toast at midnight. We don't want to make loud noises because some of us don't handle shock very well. So we just flutter our fingers like this up to the sky. That's what I've been told we're going to do. No noise makers because of the pacemakers. We have to keep that in mind. The heartbeats are important. And I'm going there and we're going to have a good time. The only cover charge is a can of food, and they're donating it to the pantry, which I think is wonderful. And so I gathered up some items in my cabinet, and I'm going to take a bunch and give them more than one. And Carl might get upset, but I don't care because I don't live my life based on what he wants. I do what I want to do, and I'm freedom. I'm all about freedom and happiness. And in my time of life, I think I deserve it. And he hasn't been doing his laundry lately, and frankly, I don't care what he's upset about because I don't like piles of clothes that smell like desperation. It makes me sad. It's like a virus. It infects me. I do hope he finds a job soon. I want to find out what he was doing buying lottery tickets. Did you know that he buys lottery tickets obsessively? Every chance he gets money and he buys lottery tickets. And I hate it. I hate it. I've tried to have Bible study with him and he won't listen. That's gambling. You can't do that. Bingo is different. That's a common misconception. Now allow me to explain to you. Now I do go play bingo. But bingo is different because see, if you look at the bingo card, it's like the books of the Bible, if you think about it. And anything to me that has laid out a grid is biblical. And it's okay, and Jesus said it was all right. I can't think of the chapter and verse now, but Jesus said bingo is fine, and you're not going to hell for that. And anyway, all we ever win is just like maybe a little trinket from the Dollar Tree, so it's not big stuff, it's little stuff. I've won chapstick at bingo, and I've won hand lotion, and these are all things that go into my purse. And so bingo is fine. Bingo is not against the Lord. And well, oh, would you like something to drink? I have some Ensures. The cans, they're cold. I put them in the refrigerator before lunch. I took a nap after I put them in there, so they're probably cold by now. I have Ensure, and I have some Tang, and I have some lactose-free milk. It may not be organic though. I don't recall. It's lactose-free. And I have some water crackers, if you would like some water crackers. I have some of those. And also, my hobbies, I didn't tell you that I like to make tissue cozies. I make tissue cozies like this one. Now, this looks like it just came this way, but it didn't. See, it's a box of puffs, facial tissue plus lotion, and you put this over it. Of course, the boxes anymore are so pretty, I don't want to cover them up, but I make these and I sell them at the flea market, and they sell really well this time of year. In fact, during COVID, people were, so interested in tissues and hand sanitizer. I made hand sanitizer cozies. I made toilet paper cozies because toilet paper was, do you remember how rare it was? And you would put a cozy over it to protect it. I made those. And then tissue cozies. I made all kinds of cozies. I made cozies for the cozies, and they sold very well. And I made enough money to buy a new couch. I got a new couch from Rent-A-Center, and it should be paid off by the time I'm about 140. The payments are very low. And I do this because it keeps me busy, and I like to sew. I get my sewing machine going, and I just forget everything. I turn on my soap operas and I sew. I like to make things, and it's fun to find new fabrics and come up with new designs for different things. And I make bookmarks for the ladies' auxiliary at the church, and they give them away. And I've made some little things for the Sunday school, and I like to make things, and it makes me feel good. So I don't want to keep you. I know you probably have plans, and of course I have plans, and I haven't yet finished bedazzling my shoes. And I wanted to put some, look at that, I put some red rhinestones on my shoe. I don't know if Benjamin would like it, but I thought it would be a special thing. And I have to find my Happy New Year hat. I have a hat. It's about 20 years old, but it's paper and it's holding together. And I gotta go find it, but the elastic broke years ago, and I have to glue it to my head, and I need to get started. But before you go, I wanted to read you a poem. I did not write this, but I thought it would be a nice way to kind of close out the year and let you know that I think that you are very special. Carl has not put new ink in the printer, and it's very faint. I asked him to do one thing and he couldn't do it. I'm going to try to read this to you. The title of this poem is "This Was the Year That Was Not the Year," by Brian Bilston. This was the year that was not the year. I repaired the bathroom tap and emptied out the kitchen drawer of a lifetime's worth of crap. This was the year that was not the year in which I launched a new career. 516A West End hit eluded me, as did Time Person of the Year. This was the year that was not the year. I became a household name. Action figures were not sold of me. I wasn't made a dame. This was the year that was not the year. I spent less time on my phone. Nights of passion did not happen in boutique hotels in Rome. This was the year that was the year. I didn't get that much done. Much the same as the year before, much like the one to come. Sadly, that's true, although I do feel that I am making strides. I've made my new friend, and we're going to a party. I'm excited. And we're going to have a fun time and enjoy our evening. But don't tell Carl. He's going to think I'm back there in my room with the door shut. You have to sneak out every now and then and have a little fun. Let me walk you to the door, sweetheart. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish bedazzling my shoes. Do you think they look okay? I mean, they are made for, you know, hammer toes, and they look all right. I wanna look like I'm having fun. I wanna look cute. I wanna look cute. So maybe by the time I get to putting the rhinestones on there, they'll look even cuter. All right, darling. Let me walk you out. Come on, sweetie. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have a wonderful New Year's Eve. Thank you so much for such a great year, and I'm looking forward to 2023 and lots of new videos to come. So, Happy New Year. Thank you for being here, and I will see you again soon.